Hey there again, everybody. I wanted to, before I start off this video, I just wanted to let everybody know that I have a post on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram regarding a giveaway. I am giving away this custom made Maple Leafs canvas on a frame, and we will be selecting somebody on October 5th. From the people that like, share, and tag somebody on one of those social media accounts. So please make sure to check that out if you're interested. We'll see how this giveaway goes, and there's a good chance that we will be doing more. I don't know if how many of you know, but I'm into a lot of custom Maple Leaf merch. Usually, when you're out and about in Toronto, whether you're in a convenience store, Roots Clothing, all these different places that you go to, you see lots of, sweaters, hats, socks, stuff like that. But I'm more into the unique, custom stuff. So I had this made by a good friend of mine, JD's Crafts on Instagram. Go check them out. They make great products. And we'll see how this giveaway goes. And if there is a lot of traction, I will do some more. I don't. In the last, I would say, year and a half to 2 years, I started making a lot of different custom things that I designed myself. And the first thing I made was this custom championship belt made by Undisputed Belts, and this was something that I designed myself. I gave them the front plate, the main plate image. It's the main Toronto Maple Leaf logo with all the older logos in and around it, and honor, pride, and courage is what they say, what it says inside of their sweaters. So this was my very first shot at making something truly unique. I'm a wrestling fan. I have a collection of wrestling belts that I've collected over the years, and this kind of brings my two loves together. So hockey, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and wrestling. So this is my first shot at it, and I really like the way this went. I like the process. I got to get really creative, and I kind of went crazy on the second one. This is the second one that I made. This is more of like a real replica in terms of what you would see in a WWE shop. It weighs a good 10 to 12 pounds. It's the plates are made out of zinc. They're dual plated. Yeah, so I worked with the belt maker to. It's a different belt maker than the first one, but I worked hard on this design as well, and I got the same pads, the older Toronto Maple Leaf logo there. This is the one Doug Gilmour and Wendell Clark would have worn. And then I have Toronto Arenas and an older leaf there. It's a blue American leather strap with a white backing. So this now that I have this second one, there's a good chance that I will end up putting the first one up in some sort of a giveaway. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be able to do it by October, but I'm still trying to figure out the contest and how we're gonna set that up. So it could happen anytime between October and December. So be sure to follow TML Domain on our social media accounts. Twitter is 13leaf01. On Facebook and Instagram. Stay tuned. I will be putting that information out there. You don't want to miss your chance. This one I'll never. I definitely wouldn't be giving away. This one is not one I would be giving away, but I definitely will. Be putting something together for this one. So if you're interested like me, if you like unique Toronto Maple Leaf merchandise, so stay tuned to our social media accounts, and the details, once I figure it all out, it will be I'll put it out there. I haven't really figured it out yet. I was thinking of getting creative with that contest for that belt. Maybe name a player and a contract to AAV. What do you think the first move, the first trigger that the Leafs are going to pull in free agency? Price is Right rules. Closest without going over. So if you think, the Leafs are going to sign Wayne Simmons at a $2.5 million, let's just say AAV. I was thinking about doing something like that, but we'll see. It's not for sure yet. Still figuring out. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Message below. I would love to hear your suggestions on how I should give away that Toronto Maple Leaf belt. So in my last video, I talked about the Toronto Maple Leafs and free agency, Alex Pietroangelo, a lot of different topics. And today I was thinking about it a little bit more, and I decided to go, I decided to go on cap friendly and go extreme both directions. So let me know what you guys think. So I just want to let you guys know that on Instagram I have this post up, on Facebook I have this post up. So please like, share, and tag a friend. So I decided to take the Leafs roster and go extreme on both ends. What is the most likely scenario that's probably the most boring? Or what does scorched earth look like? And it turned out to be a pretty fun exercise, to be honest with you. So, if you look at the Leafs roster, the way it's constructed right now, the Leafs have Zach Hyman, Matthews, Nylander as the top line, Janssen, Tavares, Mitch Marner as the second line, Nick Robertson, Kerfoot, Barabanov, who I think is going to be definitely in the top 9. Come the start of the season, this is me saying that the Leafs are going to stay out of free agency and build up their cap space to make a big move during the trade deadline later on in the season, because I think the flat cap actually really does benefit them. This is a team that has money to spend. So so we have this fourth line. With the fourth line, what I would most probably do, let's go to the Leafs UFAs. I would sign, let's see, 5 million in cap space. So we have Muzzin, Hall, Riley, Liljegren. What we're gonna do is take Mikko Lehtonen, put him here, and probably just put Kelly Rosen as the 7th guy. Gives us 4 million to work with, 3 spots to fill. So Jason Spezza, 750, 1-year deal. $1.5 million 2-year deal for Clifford. And go to sign restricted. Toronto Maple Leafs. Freddie the Goat. He's another 750 guy on a 1-year deal. And you don't see Dermott here. Dermott is definitely somebody I would move to try to get, a pick or two. Whether they're early or late picks, it doesn't really matter at this point. I don't think he's going to hit his potential. I don't think he's going to make a significant contribution to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I see Sandin and Liljegren having higher ceilings than Travis Dermott, so I wouldn't sign him. So this is it. This is the Toronto Maple Leafs 23-man roster to start the season with just over $1 million in cap space. So this is to say that... Oh, I totally forgot. My bad. Totally forgot. I'm going to delete these two signings. My fault. Sorry, guys. I totally forgot about Ilya Mikheyev. I think that's a $2 million 2-year signing. To be honest with you, I think that's exactly what he's going to get. So he plays the right side, Robertson on the left side, Barabanov, Russian, Korshkov, Russian, Pietroangelo in the middle. That leaves you with $2 million on 2 spots, and then we're gonna bring back Toronto Maple Leafs. Jason Spezza, 750, 1 year, and we're gonna bring back RFA. Toronto Maple Leafs, Frederick Gauthier, 750, 2 years. Okay, that makes more sense. Sorry about that, guys. So, this is what I see as the Leafs roster, 23-man roster, above the cap, 530,000 in cap space. By the trade deadline, that should accrue to about $2.5 million. So it's definitely not a small amount of money. The Leafs can work with that. Actually, Pietroangelo is is a player. His contract does not need waivers to go up and down. The Leafs can send him down and up, and he would end up costing like just over $100,000, and which would give the Leafs just around 1.5 million, which could again accrue to a significant amount of money by the trade deadline, and the Leafs could acquire a winger, defenseman, whatever they need at that point. So this is my far right, very boring, what the Leafs can do in a flat cap world. What is the most likely roster that we will see come December 1st when the season starts again? Even though the Leafs have been rumored to be desperately looking for an upgrade on defense, and they're looking to move Freddie for a cheaper platoon option. I don't know how likely those scenarios are, but this is what the boring and straight end will look like. Now, this is the more fun version. This is scorched earth. The Leafs are looking to create the best roster that is possible. Here we go. Don't get mad at me. The specific trades and moves that I'm going to make here, I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but I'm saying if you move out these players off the Leafs roster for whatever trade that's out there, this is probably the best roster you can make if you're a fantasy GM. It's definitely interesting. I spent some time thinking about it, how to make the math work, and it's interesting. So just bear with me. We're gonna start off with a trade with the Florida Panthers, and we're gonna go after Aaron Ekblad. So there are the first two contracts that I moved out, Mitch Marner and Timothy Liljegren. Shocker. So now we have Riley, Muzzin, Hall. Okay. So now we're going to go to Edmonton. They are rumored to be looking for wingers who can score and skate with their top end talents. So I will send Andreas Janssen there. So Jaime Matthews and Nick Robertson. We're gonna go sign our own guys. I'm gonna go sign Clifford for 500 on a 2-year deal. We're gonna still spend Spezza on a 750,000 1-year deal. To sign Ilya Mikheyev 2 million for 2 years. Frederick Gauthier 750 for 2 years. That's right? Yeah. So, and then I'm going to go into free agency. We're going to sign Mr. Pietroangelo. Muzzin, Hall, Rasmus. I'm going to trade with the Detroit Red Wings. They definitely need some centers that can play. They have a lot of free agents this year. I don't know if they're gonna hold them all, but they do also need to get to the cap. And so that becomes our defense. Okay. Now we're at 21 is the roster. We need to fill out a 23-man roster, and we got $2.7 million left. What was it? Leafs. So we need two more players. Oh, that's right, Adam Brooks, who I think will probably be the fourth line center for the Leafs this year. And the Leafs have $2 million left in one spot to fill. So I think what I ended up doing was, just to be sure, pretty sure, Kyle Clifford, 1-5, 2 years. Yeah, and he was playing left. And then you have two players, 23 men. So this is scorched earth for me. This is what I think this is the best the Leafs can do if they get really creative and move out big contracts, big time talent, and try to assemble the best defense they can in front of a great goalie tandem of Frederik Andersen and Jack Campbell. So you have Morgan Riley playing with Pietroangelo, Muzzin playing with Ekblad, and either Mikko Lehtinen, who's just signed from the Swedish league, or if you want to bring up a guy like Rasmus Sandin and let him play against a solid guy like Justin Hall, that's a great way for him to get more minutes and play in a reliable position. So that is probably in terms of the top six: Zach Hyman, Matthews, Nylander's the top line, Robertson, Tavares, Ilya Mikheyev at the second line. And Mikheyev and Robertson are interchangeable in terms of what Alexander Barabanov can do and Igor Korshkov can do this year. I think they're both highly talented guys that can make an impact on entry-level contracts, and depending on who's going and who's not, those are interchangeable parts. And you're looking for the veteran John Tavares to really carry those guys and play a big role in helping them develop into NHLers. So tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think is the most... which one, first of all, which one you guys liked most? This defense core is something to salivate over. If I ever saw the Leafs dress a defense core like this, I don't know. I don't even know what my reaction would be. When I put this together and the math worked, I couldn't even believe it. But it's doable. It's definitely doable. I just wanted to show you guys, Leafs Nation and Leaf fans out there, that regardless of what the talk is around the Toronto Maple Leafs and their cap situation, regardless flat cap or no flat cap, Leafs have some contracts, especially a guy like Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner, from what I understand, has been paid already. I think it was, let me just double check. Mitch Marner's been already paid 40.608 million of his deal. There's only 24.75 million left over 5 years, which averages around to 4.95 over 5 years. So if you look at this deal, I know the cap hit is big, but if you look at Mitch Marner's deal, this signing bonus was paid, this base salary was paid, this signing bonus was paid, and this salary was paid. Now, the 21, I believe, yeah, so the first two signing bonuses were paid and the base salary was paid. And he's just got this left. So he's received 21 million in cash, and there's only like 34 million left over 5 years, which is, it's just roughly over 6 million. So his cap hit is 10.893. But in actual cash, the Leafs have already paid him a lot. And the Leafs have pretty much done all their contracts like this. William Nylander doesn't have much cap left. A guy like Freddie Anderson this year has a $5 million cap hit, but he has only $1 million in actual money being paid to him this year. So there's a lot of teams out there that, if you look over here, 18 million under the floor, 13 under the floor, almost 5 million under the floor. So there's a lot of teams that are under the cap floor that need to get there. Detroit is holding on to Zetterberg's contract. They're using that money to get as close to the floor, over the floor. So when you see players like what the Leafs have, there's a lot of players with decent cap hits that don't have a lot of money being paid to them, or money that is lower than their cap hit. So the Leafs have a lot of options out there. Moving one significant contract like Mitch Marner makes a huge deal. It literally is a game changer. Unfortunately, when I tried to create both of these scenarios, we got the boring one and the fun one. Moving out a contract like William Nylander does not make this possible. His 6.9 million is not enough to do do a fun scenario like this. The Leafs have a lot of options, but Dubas has already said he's not moving out his top six. So, but it's interesting, right? It's interesting to think about. Message below. Let me know what you guys think is doable, what is not doable. If for a defense core like this, if you look at this defense core, Riley, Pietroangelo, Muzzin, Ekblad, Justin Hall. For a defense core like this, are you willing to trade Mitch Marner? It's an interesting question. It's definitely not, I wouldn't do it for just, he's not a cap dump by any means. He's a great player. He puts up great stats. He's a superstar in his own right, but he's definitely not a cap hit. None of the Leafs top six are. The Leafs are not just going to trade a William Nylander just to go, just to make a signing. They're looking for significant assets back. Um, this is this is the kind of defense where if you have something like this assembled and Riley walks in 2 years, maybe he wants too much money. Um, you just let him go. When you have Pietroangelo, Ekblad, Muzzin, and Hull, especially with Rasmus Sandin coming up and hopefully fulfilling his potential and becoming a regular NHLer, you can let Morgan Riley walk and use that money somewhere else. It really gives you that option. Forward thinking, you can let a lot of guys walk. You can let Freddie walk. You can let Morgan Riley walk. Open up 10 million in cap space just like that. And the cap's not going to stay flat forever. We know it's going to stay flat until 2023, which is what they told us. So 21-22 season. No, the 2021 season. The 21-22 season. So we'll see what happens. With Seattle coming in, we'll see what the revenue looks like. Hockey revenue definitely should go up. With Seattle coming in, and hopefully fans can get back in the stadium, and we can get ticket revenues back up and things like that. It's a shame COVID hit because the way the league was going and how healthy everything was, and the new TV deal they were about to sign, and Seattle's coming in, and ticket sales are great. The cap was going to go from 81 to 90 in no time. And the sky would have been the limit for the Toronto Maple Leafs, to be honest with you. A defense score like this could have definitely been possible. But yeah, that's just both sides of my brain working. One side is the careful, boring, let's go with the safe option. And then there's the other side of my brain where, fuck it, we're going for it. This this looks amazing. This roster to me is not a bad roster, and considering you got a lot of $725,000 and $750,000 and $925,000 contracts, if somebody gets hurt, it's just next man up. Whether it's a Jeremy Bracco, whether it's a Philippe Hollander off the Marlies. Next man up. You need your prospects to come step in and play some games if somebody gets hurt. But the defensive depth is crazy. And I think Anderson and Campbell, with the defense like this in front of them, could put up really great stats. So yeah, let me know. Tell me what you guys think of both of these rosters. Which one would you go for if you were Dubas? Is it doable? Is it not doable? You don't necessarily have to agree that Marner and Liljegren would be the package that would get Ekblad. I'm not sure what the package would be. This is more of an exercise in which contracts would you have to move out to add significant talent on the back end. And unfortunately, this exercise doesn't work with guys like Nylander and Kerfoot and Janssen, even though I did move them out to add depth to the roster. But unfortunately, it's one of the big three that has to get moved with Matthews, Tavares, and Marner. It's one of those big three that have to get moved to open up the significant cap space to be able to do what I did here. So let me know if you guys think it's worth it. Is it worth trading Marner for a defense like this? I think this defense is legendary. I think everybody in the NHL would be shaking in their boots if the Leafs were throwing out a defense like this with an offense like that in front of it. I think it would be something to marvel if the Leafs were to put a roster like this. And frankly, if I was GM in the NHL, this is the kind of stuff I would look for. I would be, very much in the Nashville GM Poyle. He's a very out of the box thinker. He's made a lot of trades, whether it's Seth Jones and other trades like that. He's very into making the moves that he thinks is best, and he's not afraid to trade one for one. Maybe this is a Marner for Ekblad, 22-year-old for 24-year-old. Talent for talent. It's definitely interesting to think about. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it honestly ever since this came to me, and it's great that Cap Friendly gives you these tools to kind of shift around rosters and see what you can do. It would be great to get you guys feedback. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think some minor trades could be that Dubas might pull off before before the draft. Unfortunately, free agency is fast approaching, and Alex Pietroangelo is definitely hitting free agency. So let's see if the Leafs tip their hand by making a move. It'll be interesting, no doubt. Again, tune into the giveaways. We have one going on currently. I hope to do one sometime between October and December. Please let me know your ideas for what we can do as for a contest giveaway ideas. I'll be very interested to read those. Let me know if you guys are into cool stuff like this. These custom canvases, maybe even the belts. And let me know if you want me to do a video on just my belt collection. I don't know if you guys are into wrestling or things like that. But I'm definitely into collectibles, and maybe one day I'll do a video on my pucks, jerseys, hockey cards. Let me know if you guys are interested in stuff like that, and maybe I can do a video on some of the rare items that I have collected. Okay, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.